Okay, going to start recording. I'm going to try to do a continuation of that onto a new canvas. So I'm going to start with a black base, which I have here, and then I'm going to mix in a cup white. I don't know if I want to mix it in the cup or if I just want to do stripes. Pretty sure I just did solid stripes before. So maybe the waste of the canvas, but I'm going to rethink this one. I have white, I have gold. You can see these colors. If not, they're right here. And this is, I'm trying to get it in focus a little bit more for you. This is Angela with Creatively Done. There's white, there's gold, there's copper. This is the bear paint. I'm not going to use that. I use the bronze also. And of course, more black and a little of silver. Now I'm going to put the base down, but I'm going to use that at the main. So if I don't have enough for the base, just wanted to show all the colors. And silver is going to be the least dominant color in here, but it's still going to be a color in it. And what I'm trying to do is continue this painting onto a new canvas just to try it. So first thing I'm going to do is move the colors out of the way so I don't spill them all like I'm afraid I'm going to do. And then have them all open. What could possibly go wrong? This is Angela with Creatively Done. I'm going to start with a black base. And here goes. Because if I don't do it, I won't do it. And I'm going to spread this out all over the canvas. I see a little bit of schmutz there. Then I'm going to use my OXO omelet spreader. Wow, this is the greatest tool. And let's get this spread out over the canvas. And get this out of the way. And hopefully I have enough silicone in the black. I'm going to turn the canvas because it's easier for me. Hope it doesn't go too far out of frame. I think I could see it on both of them. And like I said, still new at this, still trying my desperately. And of course I have it on the little eye hooks instead of push pins. I know the table is level, but if it weren't level, you could raise or lower those little eye hooks and you would have a perfectly level little spot. Now see, I got something on there that I don't want. And there we go. Hopefully I can get it off the canvas. Spread out that. Nope, there it is. And like everybody says, get the schmutz off if you can beforehand. So we got a black base that has silicone in it. And you can see it kind of bubbling up every now and then. And now here comes, oh, by the way, if you notice a bruise on my right arm, it's a bug bite. We live in Florida. Bugs love me. So, anyway, I'm going to set this to the side. Let's see if I need it for swiping later. I'll just keep it handy. Grab a paper towel while I still can. I've turned off everything. I'm going to try to speak up a little bit too. My last video you couldn't hear me and I'm far from quiet. So we'll just make it as good as we can and hopefully keep the whole thing in focus here. Moving the camera just a little, sorry about that. Get as much of that off as I can, and hopefully just continue with the colors. So I'm going to mix a little in the small container, my small silicone, and I'm going to put white on the bottom, and then some bronze, and then some gold, and then some black, and I just got black all over the table, which is not a problem because it's completely covered. And let me set this somewhere safer. And then a little bit more white. If you can see what I'm mixing in the cup. If you can't, my apologies. I don't want to spill it on the canvas yet. And a little bit more gold. Some bronze. And then just a touch of silver. And I mean a touch. And I just let it drip towards the back. And then a little more black. Because when I start this off, if I don't have my base color as the starting color, that's the first color that's going to come out. So what I'm going to try to do is go from the center, and I'm going to put a spray of bronze on it, and then I can add this as I go. This is a silicone cup that is extremely flexible, and as you can see, we're getting some cell action already. So I'm going to try to continue. So I'm going to start from here, and I'm going to go in a pattern that kind of mocks what was there before, and come on the other side, and hopefully get some of this. And in the background playing is Captain of My Heart, one of my favorites. Now, what you see I'm going to do here is I'm going to take and I'm going to make more of a paint pour. So I'm going to put some bronze back in the cup, some gold, some more black, and some more of the white. And if you could see that in there, and just a splash of silver. A little bit of the copper. And I'm going to run over the same thing that I had here. I'm actually going to add a couple of drops of silicone. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go up here and look for the colors that I'm trying to mimic. And keep those patterns going from the previous, so it looks like a continuation. Now, I've never really seen this done by anybody in line or on YouTube, and I'm trying to continue to do something that may not be really that practical, but I'm going to try. The silicone cup is much easier to handle than, and I'm not trying to go over where the cells are forming, but I can see this is going to be a little more difficult than I thought. And I'm just adding some bronze, like as if it was a vein going through in rock. A little too much white there. Maybe I can just wipe that off. Now what I'm going to do too is something that I did on the other one. I'm going to take and I'm going to swipe just a little bit to bring up some of those cells. Get a little more gray on the edges. And not spill everything that I'm holding on to, but try to wriggle it just a little bit, because in a granite formation, there wouldn't be a real straight line. some of it's already running off the sides here, so. And now that I have some good action going on, as you can see here, because I want that silver streak to go through too. And off on the sides here. Now, I'm going to take this, what little I have here, just put it on the edges. So. And now, with my really dirty hands here, I'm going to grab my torch, which gets really dirty really fast, guys. And like I said, should move all these paints out of the way so I don't end up bumping into them. So I'm going to get those out of the way a little bit. Torch just a little bit. Seems like I'm running out of, I'm running out of juice just when I need it. Just when I needed it most. Go to fall apart. She couldn't wait another day for the captain of her heart. And you can see I'm running out of flame here, but there's enough silicone in there. And hopefully it has the bright, vivid colors. Hope she made a start. The day for the captain of her heart. And I'm going to gently move it, if you can see how I'm rotating it just a little bit. This coming off on the sides here, which is good. It's gone over the sides. Tilt it this way so we can get some of it going in that direction. Not too much of it go off the sides so I don't lose all the paint. And let me set it for a second and see if I can get rid of this. There we go. And in 5 seconds, we're going to get rid of this there we go. And we'll get Mr. in the background. If I'm supposed to give them props, fine. If not, I have it low enough where hopefully I won't get in trouble, but we'll see. Now you can see how take a deep breath, Angela. And this is not disappointing. If you can still see it on camera, because if you can't, my apologies, but it's more important for me to move the paint the way I need it to go than to worry about getting it on film right now, or on, let's see, something here. And once again, I'm going to take and then do what I did the last time. Where I don't see anything happening, I'm going to do a small swipe and get some of that action going there. Because if it's too perfect, then it doesn't look like stone. And I like this. This is doing good. So many colors, so many layers in here. And it's okay to, I really do want a little bit of silvery edges. Pull some of the color. It does take an eye for color, but it also takes a bravery factor where, see, you get some cells if you do that, and since my torch decided that it didn't want to work right now, there's no way for me to All right, I'm going to pull this off on both sides now. Try to make some veins. Let me turn it around so you can see it on camera what I'm doing. So I'm going to pull it towards the camera. I'm not straighten it out, but I'm trying to pull some of that heaviness. And like all of the experts would say, move the paint the way you want it to go and then get it back to the center. And as it runs off the edge, it looks really pretty. But the most important thing is to hopefully not lose all those cells, but it seems a lot of them are going to go away the more I stretch it. So I'll be swiping again in a minute here. And let's see if I can do that again. Down. Without getting it too muddy. And you can see it works. If you have enough silicone in there, guys, it'll bring those cells up. Mend those broken wings. And I'd love to get all the paint on the side, so it'll pull it over. And this spatula is awesome. If I were to say to get one tool when you first start, this would be it. Not only will this save your painting, but it'll save your arm too. Because see, I'm just putting some paint on the side, and I'm going to try to stretch it back in the other direction. So let me turn it around again. And now I'm going to pull it back towards the camera so we get a little more movement there. Look at the side here. And a little swipe down the center again. You know, sometimes you say, well, if you wipe it, you won't have the other colors. Well, in this case, I want to keep the other colors. So, and this looks a bit bizarre, so. And you can see that even the other one had some movement at the end. And again, I'm not using it to copy it. What I'm doing is trying to look as if it was a continuation of the granite. And this isn't going too bad. But the one thing I will see that I'm doing, and you have to make sure you don't, is that you don't drip over, because then it just looks like a drip. So I think I'm going to stop right there and just work on the sides. See if I can get some color out of the, oh, that's all gone. I can get a little of it here. Cover the sides. A lot of paint on the center. Gonna move it again just a little bit, but there we go. That's what I wanted to do. See, it looks like grain, okay, or vein, a grain, same difference. Colors stayed really vivid. I am using GAC 800 now, and that really seems to have helped keep the colors more vivid. And even on the bronze, or copper, I'm sorry, I really can put a stripe or two of copper, a real thin vein, and that'll make it shine a little bit more without it being in perfect position. So I'm trying to just add a little bit of the copper, because there was a lot of copper in the other one, and I like the way that looks, so I'm going to just let that veining stay there without it being overwhelming. And that seems to have helped. Got tons of paint on here. But with the GAC, it should keep it from crazing or from cracking. And I'm hopeful on that. So, there's another one. I'm getting braver. Normally I would sit here and obsess about how I should or shouldn't move the canvas, and now I'm learning that if you just move the canvas, it's going to move. The paint's going to go off, and that's all there is to it. You just keep moving forward, and it's not hard to do, or brain surgery. However, it does take some brains, so you could figure out your pattern and see how it goes. So that's a wrap. This is Angela with Creatively Done, showing you yet another way of how to pour to make it look like granite. Now, hopefully not destroying both of my cameras here. Let me see if I can